Hello, how's it going? Hope you guys doing well. Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. We're halfway through the week. Technically over halfway through the work week. And technically under halfway through the actual week. It really depends how you look at it. It's all a matter of perspective. What do you value? I value the work week being over and the weekend. So we're over halfway, yay! 3 to 5, done. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I was actually thinking, today's Wednesday. What's my Sunday video? I was thinking of doing a few things for Sunday's video. I just haven't had time to set it up, which is concerning. Although it's not the first time that that's a thing. I want to do a video on creating like a mob spawner The only thing is, it's like, it wouldn't be a very advanced one. It'd just be showing like how do you create a basic spawner. Like, hey, I want to spawn, let's say, 5 of this mob, 3 of this mob, 2 of this mob, you know, something like that. But it would be like the base setup, and eventually I would create it for my game and show off that one. But I don't know. It's not super exciting, honestly. But what else do I have here? I wanted to do like a self-building house, like an animated self-building like house or whatever. The problem is I just don't have an asset or a graph that's set up already. And that's gonna take some time to do. I need to look into mesh terrain still. A loot spawner I wanted to do. So, a way of procedurally spawning loot. I've done similar things, but again, I don't know. I don't have like amazing things. I wanted to do maybe an updated version on loops and go over those, so how to use loops in PCG. I don't know. I don't have anything that's like, I'm like, yeah, I want to make a video on this. Which is unfortunate. I have one like on setting information between PCG graphs. Like it's very simple to do, and I've shown it in videos. That's the thing. A lot of these things I've shown in videos already. It's just not the focus of the video, but I've shown how to do it. So I don't know if those should be their own videos or not. I don't know if there's a point. Yep. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the hell we end up doing. But yeah, that's where we are. For today, though, we got some writing to do. We got the big parts of the writing done yesterday. Well, done in quotes. It's in a place where we can use it. Whether or not I want to change some stuff, that's debatable, right? We still might want to change some stuff. So, we have a few stuff left to do the write-ups for the Epic Mega Grant, and that's what we'll be doing today. It's going to be basically, what? 3 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks of working on the Mega Grant. I mean, look. We gotta do what we gotta do kind of thing. I was originally going to take a week off and do the Mega Grant just during the week. But with work ending soon, I didn't want to take any unpaid time. I'd rather have all the money. That's pretty much it. Shall we jump into the Mega Grant and see where we're at? Oh, so we have taken care of the elevator pitch, the project details, the full project details. But right now on the tell us about some of the unique features of your project. And this is the AI version that it created yesterday. I haven't read it yet, so let's read through it and figure out what it thinks that it should be, and then we can write our own and then have it improve it. Sprites Crimson stands out by blending deep deck building roguelike gameplay with fully procedural 3D dungeons in a dark fantasy setting, all created solo in Unreal Engine 5 using only blueprints. Players build and customize their deck with powerful synergistic cards that dramatically alter run-to-run gameplay while exploring multi-layered, ever-changing environments that feel handcrafted yet generate fresh each time. Key unique elements: hybrid 2D, 3D presentation with custom workflow. Characters and enemies use a custom 3D to a-directional sprite pipeline. Fully animated 3D models are rendered into performant flipbook sprites, combining the visual fidelity and animation quality of 3D with a crisp classic look of 2D action games. Yeah, it's not accurate, but that's why this is just a reference. This approach keeps performance high in dense procedural levels while allowing rich animations. Controlled procedural generation via PCG, it's not a asterisk. Dungeons are built with modular rooms, driven by multiple interconnected PCG graphs. That's not quite right, but sure. This gives precise designer control over pacing, difficulty, and player experience, while delivering high variety. Different environment themes swapped via PCG completely refresh each layer after defeating bosses, creating distinct visual gameplay identities per depth. Deck building meets action combat. Beyond passive power-ups, the fully customizable deck lets players activate powerful situation abilities during runs. Synergies emerge naturally, encouraging experimentation with wildly different builds. Having melee tanking to spell slinging chaos while maintaining fast, responsive third-person combat. By development and community-driven interaction, the entire project is built transparently on YouTube and Twitch. Community suggestions directly influence the features and technical breakdowns of the PCG systems. Sprite workflow and Niagara VFX are shared as free tutorials. Again, not quite right, but you know, he doesn't know. Turning development into a learning resource for other UE creators. These features demonstrate how a solo developer can leverage UE5's powerful tools to create AAA feeling scope and replayability without a large team. The result is a roguelite that feels both deeply synergistic and visually distinct, while pushing procedural techniques in ways that benefit the broader Unreal community. Okay. So, things that we should be talking about then. 2D characters, 3D environment. Procedural PCG dungeons with themes. Custom stacking card deck power-ups. Community support. Blueprints. Is there anything else it was talking about that I missed? I think that's it. I think that's it. Okay. So, let's see what we can do with this. Okay. Spreading Crimson. This just reminded me of the from SpongeBob just now. Where he spent a lot of time and then this is all he had. And I'm like, I was writing Crimson, like, no. Because I don't really like the stands out. I mean, Crimson Spring offers a unique gameplay experience. By combining popular game mechanics such as a deck builder to customize offers unique gameplay experience by combining popular game mechanics and the solo development of which is shared online. Through live streams and tutorials. I don't love it, but let's get something and then we can go from there. I could do... Hey, Julian, welcome in. I was gonna hope you're doing well. I could do a bullet point. How do you do the, oh, that's how you do the dot. The dungeons are procedurally generated each run. From pre-made and curated rooms. How did I talk about the verticality of it all? Each dungeon is fully three-dimensional. And you start at the top and make your way down. While at the higher levels, you can see over the edge and see like great expanse below, and the you can see the layers and layers of dungeon below that are fully navigatable once the player makes their way down. Is for not using AI for the text ban? I mean, I am using AI. I did use AI to give me an idea of where do I start. And I am then writing it all out, and then I'm having AI make it not sound like shit. So I'm still using it. It's not 100% what I write is what I get. But I want, like, I'm going to write it, and then the AI is just going to clean up the wording of what I wrote instead of writing it all from scratch. Because you can always tell, like, when the AI writes, like, how many big dashes are there in this thing? Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, that's just screaming AI. It's just, you know, I'm going to write it the way I think it should be, and then it can adjust. If I agree with it, obviously I'll take it, and then that's what I did here, right? I wrote all the stuff out myself. This is the only one that's pure me. But, like, and then it cleans up the wording. Okay, let's also talk about themes. Each dungeon level has its own theme, or will have its own theme. I'll say will have its, in case they look at the trailer or the gameplay and be like, hey, this all looks the same. Will have its own theme that will be easily updated thanks to the dungeon modules being primarily built using the PCG system. Okay, let's read through this. The dungeons are procedurally generated each run from pre-made and curated rooms. Yeah, that's fine. Each dungeon is fully three-dimensional, and you start at the top and make it's fully three-dimensional. In its layout. You start at the top and make your way down to the boss portal. That's fine. The boss room. While the higher levels, you can see off of the edge. You can see off of the edge. To see. While at higher levels, you can see off of the edge to see the layers and layers of dungeon below that are fully navigatable once a player makes their way down. I don't love the phrasing of that. Each dungeon level will have its own theme that will be easily updated thanks to the dungeon module being primarily built using the PCG system. This allows a solo dev to quickly create different layouts, themes, and full environments using pre-made BCG. Using custom-made BCG graphs. From premium curated rooms. Yeah, that's. I was thinking like maybe do I put PCG up here? I think it's fine. While at the higher levels, you can see off of the edge of the map. While at higher levels, you can see off the edge of the map to see the layers and layers of dungeon below that are fully navigatable once the player makes their way down. Each dungeon level. The problem here is I need to be consistent in the layer and the level, because a different layer is not a different level. So I'm gonna, hold on, let me just check the consistency of this. Each dungeon's fully through in its layout. Yes. Start at the top and make your way down. You start at the top layer and make your way down to the boss room. While at the higher layers, you can see off the edge of the map to see the rest of the dungeon below. Everything you see below is fully navigatable once the player makes their way down. Each dungeon level here will have its own theme that will be easily updated thanks to the dungeon modules being primarily built using the PCG system. This also allows a solo dev to quickly create different layouts, themes, and full environments using custom-made PCG graphs. Okay, so I think that's fine. Next, let's do the characters. While the environment is fully three-dimensional, the characters are actually 2D sprites using Unreal's Paper 2D system. With the help of some... I don't know if I should mention Paper CD. Maybe I should just say using Unreal's Paper 2D system as its core, because that would be accurate. I use Paper CD, but the Paper CD built on top of Paper 2D, so that is its core. Unreal Engine's Paper 2D system as its core. The characters are made using a custom 3D to 8-directional sprite workflow. Created specifically for this project. Fully rigged and animated characters are brought from Unreal. Currently, they're always brought from Unreal. So I'm just going to keep it that way. You can bring it from anywhere else, obviously. I brought from Unreal and using external programs like Blender and a sprite. Fully anime character Brian to Unreal and using external programs like Blender and a sprite. They are rendered out as full sprite sheets and 8 directions. I really don't like this sentence. Fully rated anime characters. It's a better way of phrasing it. Are exported out of Unreal into Blender. At which point they are rendered as a directional sprites. They're then packed as a sprite sheet and brought back into Unreal to be used as flipbooks. That gives the characters a more interesting sprite look compared to typical full 3D games, and it also makes it more streamlined and simpler to achieve as a solo dev. I'm bringing solo dev up multiple times because, from my understanding, that is one of the things they're looking for. Not specifically solo devs, but just be like, hey, you know, if you're making a game as a solo dev, it is good for them, right? Because it shows that, hey, you don't need a giant team to make a game using Unreal. That kind of thing. Okay. While the environment is fully three-dimensional, the characters are usually 2D sprites using Unreal Engine's picture-reduced system as its core. The characters are made using a custom 3D to 8-directional sprite workflow created specifically for this project. Fully rigged and animated characters are exported out of Unreal into Blender, at which point they are rendered as 8-directional sprites. They are then packed as they're packed as a sprite sheet and brought back into Unreal to be used as flipbooks. This gives the characters a more interesting sprite look, the more interesting hand-drawn sprite look compared to typical full 3D games, and also makes it more streamlined and simpler to achieve as a solo dev. Okay, I think that's fine. I think we can live with that. I don't know if I should mention other games, like successful games. Probably shouldn't, but I'm not going to. But I have no idea. Maybe it would be actually good. Who knows? The game uses a deck builder as its power-up system. The power-ups are all passive and modify the gameplay of the run. The gameplay. Through unique and interesting synergies. Don't love it. Deck uses the deck builder's power system. I want to combine these two senses somehow. The game uses uses stacking passive power-ups that synergize with each other for fun and interesting combinations. Thanks to this mechanic, the player has full control to customize the dungeon and game experience. Let's just say with game experience. Game experience to their liking. Whether it's to play more defensively, offensively, or just have as many visual effects on screen as they can. What else can I say about it? As the power-ups synergize with each other, and the deck can be easily altered for each run. The player is able to easily experiment with different synergies without feeling locked into something. Hey, Turner, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. How do you get and spend your cards? You choose one of 3 when you level up. No, they're never gone. No, they're gone in the sense in the dungeon run, but they're not gone permanently. They're just gone in the dungeon run. So you draw 3 cards from your deck, you pick one, and the other 2 go into the shop pool. So you might be able to buy them back. But basically, if you've ever played games like Hades, where you find a god and they give you 3 power-ups, right? A lot of games do the 3 power-up thing. The only difference here is you get to choose what those power-ups are beforehand, and you can draw them from your deck, which also means that if you're looking for like a 2-card synergy, you might get both of them at the same time, in which case you're only picking one. So you might not have the synergy you want if you're just relying like on a 2-card synergy. But there's ways of buying them and, doing other stuff. Let's go with that. Let's read that again. The game uses stacking passive power-ups that synergize with each other for fun and interesting combinations. Thanks to the mechanic, the player has full control to customize the game experience to their liking, whether it's to play more defensively, offensively, or just have as many visual effects on screen as they can. As the players synergize with each other, as the power-ups, did I say players? As the power-ups synergize with each other, and the deck can be easily altered before each run, the player is able to easily experiment with different synergies without feeling locked into something. As they unlock new and more powerful versions of cards, new synergies can emerge. Okay. Okay. Let's go blueprint only. I almost don't feel, I don't know if you should include the fact that it's blueprint only. With how they're going towards UE6, it's not gonna feel like, oh shit, this guy is showing us made in blueprints. Fuck this guy. We're getting rid of blueprints. Let's talk about the community support first. The middle of the game is almost entirely live streamed on YouTube and Twitch, allowing the community to ask questions and helped direct the direction of where the game goes. What did I say about it before? I don't want to repeat exactly. As new tools and techniques are figured out for the game, Procedural Minds is able to create tutorials and breakdowns of those systems to help future developers in creating their own. I don't know how they can expect anybody to not be using blueprints at the moment. I know, but that was more of a joke. About it being pure blueprints, like not the project is not even like C++ type. It is literally a blueprint project. I can't even create a C++ class if I click them. That was the joke. These tutorials have already helped thousands of people. And have shown these tutorials, let's say, range from, because I can talk about the actual stuff that's being shown. These will range from custom made BCG graphs that are actively being used in the game, to what have I done also? Editor widgets, editor utility widgets that help streamline some of the creation, and editor some of the I'm just thinking, like, it's not like editor use case. Oh, how do you phrase that? You're tweaking the editor stuff. Some of the more repetitive editor workflows. Sure. Okay. Let's talk about blueprints. The game is, or the project is completely developed using blueprints with as procedural minds does not code. This I don't know if I should say, like, on multiple occasions people have stopped by and been surprised it's full blueprints. On multiple occasions people have stopped by the live streams and have been impressed with Unreal Engine for its ability to allow artists to create complex and in-depth games. Without needing to worry about writing syntax. What was this version? What was the talk about? There's building customize their deck using powerful synergistic cards that dramatically hybrid 3D 2D. So this one shortened it a little bit into 4. Yeah, I might do that as well. The one thing here is Control Shift C, display. I want to know. Yeah, sure, words. So this is 304 words, and mine is 487. It's considerably longer. We should probably clean it up a little bit. I like some of the stuff here. Turn Crimson offers a unique gameplay experience by combining popular game mechanics. I need to change this. Yeah, this is good. Blending deep deck building roguelike gameplay Let me see if we can rewrite this in our own. Let's say through a fully procedural 3D dungeons with an in-depth synergistic deck building power-up system. players build and customize their deck to allow to create powerful, synergistic. I don't like the word synergistic here twice. Effects that bring replayability, which is a good word to use. Bring replayability to the constantly changing environment. I like that it said all creatives solo Unreal Engine 5 using only blueprints. Can I fit something like that in here? Spring Crimson offers a unique gameplay experience through fully procedural 3D dungeons with an in-depth synergistic deck building power-up system. Players build and customize their decks to create powerful effects that bring replayability to the constantly changing environment. All created by a solo developer using only if I can type blueprints in Unreal Engine 5. Some of the key some of the notable features include. Okay, I like that more. Dungeons are procedurally generated each run from pre-made and curated rooms, built almost entirely using the PCG system. I put in the word PCG in it earlier. Each dungeon is fully three-dimensional in its layout. You start at the top layer and make your way down to the boss room. While at the higher layers, you can see off the edge of the map to see the rest of the dungeon below. Everything you see below is navigable once the player makes their way down. I don't like the fact that I say you and then the player. Everything the player sees below is navigable once they make their way down. Each dungeon level will have its own theme and will be easily updated thanks to the dungeon modules being primarily built using the PCG system. This allows a solo dev to quickly create different layouts, themes, and full environments using custom-made PCG graphs. While the environment is fully three-dimensional, the characters are actually 2D sprites using Unreal Engine's Paper 2D system as its core. The characters are made using a custom 3D to 8-directional sprite workflow created specifically for this project. Fully rigged and animated characters are exported out of Unreal into Blender, at which point they are rendered as 8-directional sprites. They are then packed as a sprite sheet and brought back into Unreal to be used as flipbooks. This gives the characters a more interesting hand-drawn sprite look compared to typical full 3D games, and also makes it more streamlined and simpler to achieve as a solo dev. Do you fall off the edge? No. Very, very early on in the prototyping, you could actually jump from room to room. before it was what it is now. You actually could just jump off and jump between rooms. Eventually, I dropped that. It was a fun gimmick, but mechanically, it made things a mess. It was just a gimmick.
Ads rolling. Paused so you skip watching me make something that should be a simple function.
I wonder if I should put in somewhere here that's been being developed as a passion project for 2 years. I kind of want to do that. We'll do that after the ads. We'll modify this part to include it because I think that would be good to show or good to say. Like, hey, this is not just like a random game that's been worked on for like 3 months or something. This is like commitment. Commitment is good. Whether or not they think it's good is going to be debatable, but I think it's good. We'll see. What do we? I think this is the last one, right? Oh, then we have to do the how do you fund the project. So we're not quite at the last one. This is the last one. Watch, the reason people don't get it is because they don't say yes please to being stay informed. I always wonder about stuff like this. Is that actually like something that they see? Do they care? Should they care? I don't know. No way for me to know. I can only guess. I might say something like Spreading Crimson developed as a passion project by a solo dev over the past couple of years. You don't think they should care? Plus, you might just try to keep your work email from having a ton of spam. Or just random mailings. I mean, yeah. That could be accurate. I have no idea. I don't think they're going to enjoy. I mean, I don't think so either. But it is an option on the submission. What if there's two identical ones and the only difference is one person checked that box? How do they decide? Maybe that's what makes the difference. I don't know. It's no way to know. Spreading Crimson. Developed as a passion project by a solo dev over past 2.5 years. Offers a unique gameplay experience through fully procedural 3D dungeons with an in-depth synergistic deck building power-up system. Players build and customize their deck. Okay, yeah. Check the box. Oh, that's what I usually do. For things like applications, I will do that, actually. I will check the box. So if I, like, on something like the Mega Grant or a job application or anything else, if they ever have a receive notification kind of thing, I will always check it on, and then I will unsubscribe later. For that little chance, that tiny minuscule chance that will matter, and they care to see that you're interested enough to check that box and find out more. It shouldn't. In 99.99% of cases, I'm sure no one cares. But just that once, I still do it just to like, just to make sure that that's not why. I don't think it ever is, but you know. You always leave the box checked for literally everything. Your email is almost full, incidentally. Oh my god, are you one of those people that has like thousands of unread emails? There's only two kinds of people. There are only two kinds of people in the world. Which one are you? I'll tell you this. I'm the one on the left. I have to have unread emails. I have to have no unread emails, rather. I'm so bad with notifications and stuff like that. Like, even like, I don't know, if you ever like see in Discord, I basically never have unread notifications in my own Discord. Like, I'll immediately check. So when people ping me, I get slightly annoyed because I'm like, I see it, I'll get to it. Stop it. There are only 10 kinds of people in the world. Those who understand binary and those who don't. I mean, yeah, that is accurate. My favorite one was a t-shirt I used to have. That was like, there are only two kinds of people in the world. Ones that can understand from incomplete data. And that was the end of the t-shirt. It was something along those lines. I don't think the phrasing was literally that, but it was basically where it was talking about people who can understand basically the shirt and people who can't. The game uses static passive power-ups. That's it. The game uses game uses stacking passive power-ups that synergize with each other for fun and interesting combinations. Thanks to this mechanic, the player has full control to customize the game experience to their liking, whether it's to play more defensively, offensively, or just have as many visual effects on screen as they can. As the power-ups synergize with each other, and the deck can easily be altered each run, the player is able to easily experiment with different synergies without feeling locked into something. As they unlock new and more powerful versions of cards, new synergies can emerge. I want to mention that this is the deck here. The deck builder offers stacking passive power-ups that synergize with each other for fun and interesting combinations. We'll throw this into the thing for it to rephrase a bit better, but I think the idea is fine. Development of the game is almost entirely live streamed on YouTube and Twitch, allowing the community to ask questions and help direct the direction of where the game goes. As new tools and techniques are figured out for the game, Procedural Minds is able to create tutorials and breakdowns of these systems to help future developers in creating their own games. These tutorials range from custom-made PCG graphs that are actually being used in the game to editor widgets that help streamline some of the more repetitive editor workflows. The project is completely developed using blueprints. I mentioned blueprints already, so I think we can drop this. I have never even heard of Mighty Gunvolt Burst. Say I have not played it would be an understatement. Never even heard of it. So like Mega Man, we combine all little power-ups you find however you want. I have not played Mega Man either. I'll be honest. I mean, maybe as a child there was some arcade I went to where I played it. Maybe. But that's pretty much it. Okay, let's try. I think we can close. Get rid of this now. Let's see about it rephrasing some of this. I'm applying for the Epic Mega Grant as Procedural Minds, the creator of Spreading Crimson game. How does the response below work for I love how this totally does not grab the dashes and stuff. Oh well. I saw they highlighted replayability as like not correct spelling there, but I didn't do it here. There was a Mega Man arcade game, but it was more of a one-on-one fighting game. No. Solid overall, it's clearly detailed and effectively showcases what makes Spreading Crimson stand out as a solo dev project. It definitely answers the question by focusing on unique features while weaving in your development approach. Epic reviewers like seeing innovation in Unreal Engine, replayability, and genuine passion, and you hit those notes well. What works well? Areas for improvement. Your text is a little dense and could be tightened for impact. Okay, so this is the rewrite here. So let's take a look. So this is what I was saying about, it's a little wordy. Oh, that seems a lot shorter. Yeah, that seems a lot shorter. So let's see how it has improved from 498 to 222. Yeah, that's a lot better. Let's see what it says, and then we can adjust if needed. We're using the word playability, and Fireface doesn't like it. It wants you to say play-ability, which is dumb. Yeah, I mean, there's certain words that you kind of pliability is acceptable. I mean, that's a different thing, though. There's a few words that you kind of write always together, or at least I do, like use case. I think of use case as one word, but you don't actually write it as one word, right? You use space case. But I always think of it as just use case one word. So I always forget to put the space in. There's a few words like that are like, I think of them as one word, not two, even though they are actually two words. You say that the playability of your game has pliability things in your card deck. Okay, so let's see what it's done. So I've gone with Spring Christmas, developed as a passion project by solo dev over the past 2.5 years. Offers a unique gameplay experience through fully procedural 3D dungeons with an in-depth synergistic deck building power-up system. Players build and customize their deck to create powerful effects, bringing replayability to the constantly changing environment. All created by a solo developer using only blueprints in Unreal Engine 5. Some of the notable features include: it has decided that it should be Spring Crimson is a passion project by a solo developer, Procedural Minds, built over 2.5 years entirely in blueprints for Unreal Engine 5. See, that's already better. It delivers a distinctive roguelite experience through fully 3D procedural dungeons paired with in-depth synergistic deck building system that drives high replayability. Hold on, that's it? Yeah, this is supposed to be in a new line. Key features include Firefox is just wrong. You know what annoys me sometimes? And I think it's happened less. I think it was on Firefox actually when this was happening. I was using Firefox for a while, and then Firefox just gave me too many issues. So I'm using Brave now, which has been good. But one thing that annoyed me as hell was that for whatever reason, Firefox would continuously keep changing my language to Canadian English. Yes, I'm in Canada, but I'm using American English, god damn it. Because then it would be like, oh, you misspelled color because it's trying to use the British spelling of color with a U. No, fuck that. Get out of here. Put it back in the normal English. Stop it. And it kept doing that. It got annoying. Like I went to Firefox because of the ad blocker stuff. And then Firefox got really annoying, and then I found out Brave supports the ad blocker I use. So I went to Brave, and it's been good since. Because it's Chromium based. It's just the only thing that is different is the fact that it has the ad blocker I want. You think Mozilla is a good company? Yeah, they could be a good company, but the product has issues. That was my thing. Like, for example, on TikTok, I would have issues uploading stuff. It just, like, it was not compatible. Like, there's just issues. The language thing. For whatever reason, I thought it was just YouTube Studio. No, it was Firefox. YouTube Studio is just, like, so slow and crashes constantly if you're using it. Go to Brave or another browser, no issues. It was Firefox. It wasn't. So, like, it's good. But man, I had too many issues. Google has gone to great lengths to make the web worse for people who don't use Chrome. Yeah, or Chromium. Yeah. I can definitely see that. But because of that, you know, yeah, I ended up dropping it. It is what it is. Okay, so what have we changed? Here. Dungeons are procedurally generated each run from pre-made and curated rooms built almost entirely using the PCG system. Each dungeon is fully three-dimensional in its layout. You start at the top layer and make their way. Although I knew this was very wordy, I was hoping it was going to shorten it, and it did. Make your way down to the boss room. While at the high levels, you can see off the edge of the map and see the rest of the dungeon below. Everything the player sees below is navigatable once they make their way down. Each dungeon level will have its own theme that will easily be updated thanks to the dungeon modules being primarily built using the PCG system. This allows a solo dev to quickly create different layouts, themes, and full environments using the custom-made PCG graphs. A lot of repetition, too wordy. It has done a much better job, right? Vertically layered procedural dungeon generated each run via the PCG system from curated room modules. Players begin at the top layer and descend to the boss with full visibility of the navigatable levels below. See, that's so much better. Each floor features its own theme, which can be rapidly iterated thanks to modular PCG graphs, ideal for solo development. Let's get rid of the M dash. We're not having any M dashes here. Thank you. There's someone was doing a counter of how many M dashes are in Epic's code as they're developing UE6. I don't know if I'll be able to find a post about that. I mean, it wasn't really a counter, just they looked into it. You're not really a big fan of Google anymore. They've changed a lot of their past decade. I mean, yeah. Like, you don't Google things anymore. You forget, like in my case, I forget grok things because the search on Google is just so bad that I just can't use it. It's just so much faster for me to ask an AI, which I've talked about before. It's just a big Ouroboros. This is a problem, but like, I'm not the one that can fix it, so. You purposely type dash 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 to prove you're non-AI? I mean, I just don't use dashes personally. I've never used dashes. Hybrid 2D/3D visuals. Character use Unreal's Paper 2D system with a custom workflow. Fully rigged animated 3D models are exported to Blender, rendered as 8-directional sprites, packed into flipbook sheets, and re-imported. See, that's just such a better way of phrasing it. That's why I'm not an English major. This creates a distinctive hand-drawn look while keeping production lightweight and performant. Such better phrasing than what I said. The entire point has been carried across, just in like half. Half the words. Grok actually shows you some really interesting things. Google just shows you things it can sell you. I mean, you're not wrong. ChatGPT just tells you what things you want to hear and agrees with whatever you say. Yeah, ChatGPT is a bit like that. I know a lot of people use Claude, I believe, but at least from my experience with a coworker trying it with Unreal, it's not been great. So that's why I was stuck around with Grok. It's been good with the blueprints and stuff like that. Basically, it's good at searching. I literally use Grok as just a search engine. It's basically what it is. It does more than that, but right, that's what I use it for primarily. Deep deck building synergies. One thing I just noticed. This doesn't have a colon, but these do. Deep deck building synergies. Players stack passive power-ups that combine in surprising ways, allowing full customization. Colon. Not dash. Colon. Defensive, aggressive, or maximum visual chaos. New card upgrades unlock fresh synergy each run, keeping experimentation fresh and rewarding. I feel like something about that should change. Transparent, community-driven development. Nearly every development session is live streamed on YouTube and Twitch, letting viewers influence direction and ask questions in real time. Resulting tutorials, BCG graphs, editor heal widgets, and workflow tools are shared publicly to help other indie developers. It has told you about some cool stuff that would have been impossible to find with Google. You also use Yandex sometimes, which is nice. I've never heard of that one. The way I typically try to find information is I ask if something is is it something possible in Unreal? Like, is there a way to do X thing? Like, if I want to, I don't know, let's say I don't know about the projectile thing where you can do like the law projectile, the find recommended or path, or I forget what it's called. I always forget the name. Right, if I don't know about that node, I can just be like, hey, is it possible to somehow calculate, right, the trajectory of a loft projectile in Unreal? And it'll do a pretty good job of finding out, yeah, it's possible, and it'll tell me the node. And for stuff like that, you just need to search, which is great. You can't do that really easily with Google. On top of, well, everything else you can't do. Like, for example, hold on, let me just search something. What's something that can, I don't know, what programming language is Unreal? So, we have the AI overview. People also ask, and then halfway down the screen, we have effectively just two links. One is a Reddit post, and the next one's Wikipedia. Right? But we have two links in the first page. This is garbage. Like, I don't want. Why all of this? If I wanted to ask AI, I would ask AI. Why do I have videos here? I don't know. I've never cared about forums. I wish I could customize this. If I wanted videos, I go on YouTube. Anyway. Can you adjust it to not have the colons in the bullet points? Just want to know what it thinks it should do. I like the previous one more. This becomes more wordy. This becomes more wordy. Actually, question I should probably answer for myself here is, if I was to copy this, yeah, it doesn't do I would need to like, oh god, the customizing the formatting of this is gonna be so, oh god, I can't even make this bigger, can I? Oh my god, I can make it bigger. Oh, thank god I can make it bigger. Okay, so at least I'll be able to format it a little bit by doing one of these, right? I can do. Okay. It's not gonna be like the most yeah, here's like replayability. Replayability or replicability. Yeah, there's the thing. Roguelite is only rogue-like. Right? Yeah, that's rogue-like or rogue space light or roguelites. No, likes, plural. So the only roguelite is 2 words, but roguelike is 1 word. Why? Why does it think that? Okay, we have one last section to do. How do you plan to use these funds in the project? Please include a high-level budget. Okay. The next section is this. My budget is below. How would you how should I format it? Right, we have this. $3,000 after tax, before tax. I'm going to use the $30,000 after tax. Hold on, it doesn't do the numbers. Okay, so the only time it's mentioned the tax stuff is here. So basically, we're not mentioning the original price until the very end. So I plan to use the $30,000 after tax mega grant to bring Spreading Crimson to a polished, releasable state by hiring specialized freelance talent in the areas I cannot realistically handle as a solo developer. Funds will be allocated as follows. Card and visual effects, and then original soundtrack and audio, and custom art and UI/UX design. This focus budget allows me to maintain creative control as a solo developer while addressing the biggest production gaps: art, audio, and design. I want to also, I mean, I'm not going to tell it what to do. I'm just going to write my own version and then tell it to do the thing it does. Just change my own writing to be better. Okay. Some parts of this I'm going to reuse. The plan is to use the $30,000 after taxes. To bring Spreading Crimson to a polished state. $30,000 to on top of a vertical slice. Let's do 30,000 to finalize. To polish a vertical playable slice of spreading crimson. By hiring specialized freelance artists in areas where I cannot, where my skills fall short. As a solo developer. The high-level budget is as follows. Why is it... Why is there such a big gap here, but not a big gap here? What? Oh, there we go. There's some formatting there. Okay. Card art and... It's not and visual effects. Card art and UI UX design. No, well, this would be the concept art phase. No, I think it would be here. Professional illustration for all deck building cards. Power up icons and what else is there? General UI UX design for a uniform aesthetic. I should probably specify. $15,000. Professional illustration for all card deck cards. And powerful. I'm gonna split this into two. Powerful and power up icons. The current art is AI generated, and the current card art is AI generated and does not have a standardized look. This is the biggest limiter. This is the biggest I'm not gonna mention this. Gonna just consistent UI / UX design for the HUD cards. I don't know if this needs to be capitalized. HUD cards and general user experience. The next one is, original soundtrack and audio. Um, well, I'll do the same thing as it says. Commission a full original soundtrack for the different themes, different visual themes of the game. Create sound effects and general audio implementation for a more atmospheric experience. Why is this saying undo? That was weird. Okay. Concept art. Hire a professional concept artist that can help to design the characters and the dozens of unique enemies that the player will encounter as they play through the game. What I cannot budget is anyone traveling to get the pizza. So we can lay off a department for travel. The problem is I'm the only department. Also, Corpa freaking that emote. It is done then. Whenever I see Corpa, I'm gonna lie, I just see Hitler. You may be wondering, like, how the hell? When it's small, I don't see this as a gap. I don't see that as a gap. Is the problem. When it's small, it doesn't look like a gap. Even though I know that's what it is. I know it's just the eyes sticking out like that. But when it's small, it doesn't read very well as a gap. Which is funny to me. So he doesn't have an ultra wide. See, the ultra wide probably is fine. I mean, I have no problems with it because I know it's just me and my weird eyes. Yeah. Maybe I split this up. Hyper professional concept artists that can help design the characters and the dozens of enemies the player will encounter as they player will encounter. I want to know what high level budget is specifically. What is a high level budget versus another kind? Because I don't actually understand what a high level budget is. High level budget is exactly what Epic is asking for in the Mega Grand Play. A simple, summarized overview of the major spending categories and amounts. Broad categories only. So card art 15,000. Short, one sentence descriptions of what the money achieves. I see. High level. Detail low level budget. Line by line. Is there 30 colors, 13 and 500? Okay. So basically just the overall. Got it. I just want to make sure. High level budget is something the amount will mostly be spent on instead of itemization. I beat you to it. Sorry. Yeah, I gotta get faster on that one. At this rate, it's gonna replace you at answering my questions. We can't have that. So that means I probably should put this all together. The core value will cause you to lose. Professional illustration of all deck building card and powerful icons. Current card art's AI generator does not have a standardized look. And consistent UI / UX design for the HUD, cards, and general user experience. Original soundtrack and audio. Commission a full original soundtrack for the different visual themes of the game. Create sound effects and general audio implementation for a more atmospheric experience. Concept art. Hire professional concept artists that can help design the characters and the dozens of unique enemies that the player will encounter. Period. Okay. Total $30,000 pre-tax. Why is it doing like the extra line stuff? There you go. Total total after tax. This is after tax. Total after tax. Let's do it this way. Total pre-tax. Estimate. What was it? 46,000. Thank you. Appreciate it. This budget allows me to maintain creative control as a solo developer, addressing the biggest production gaps. Oh, let me grab this. This budget, focused budget allows me to maintain creative control as the sole developer while addressing the biggest production gaps. No, I'm going to rephrase this. Allows me to... I'm going to keep some of this stuff, but yeah, I'll rephrase this. You learn that when asking for money to include the decimal amount as it has a weight to increase your value up a grand. Wait, what do you mean? If asked, make sure to have itemization on hand. I mean, if asked, I'll figure it out. It's not that they're going to ask and be like, here's 5 minutes, give it. Right? I can figure it out afterwards. The thing is, right, different contractors are going to say different things. Maybe one is just going to have, like, let's say, cheaper, original, or more expensive soundtracks, but very cheap sound effects. Or maybe the other way around. They're going to have really much cheaper soundtracks and more expensive sound effects. It's going to be hard to say. Oh, round up. Yeah. That is a good point. No reason not to. The $200 at this point doesn't make a big difference. If they end up giving me 30,000, it's gonna be sad. I mean, it'll be great. Don't get me wrong, it'll be great. But it'll be like, did not read the 46. If I got anything, to be fair, it'd be great. I'm gonna just to maintain creative control as a sole developer. While I don't like that addressing the biggest production gaps. Well, making up for the weak areas, or how do you phrase that? I was confused on this part of the document. Are you asking for 46? I'm asking for 46. No, it's not 30. The reason it says after tax and pre-tax is because you're getting this money and you're going to be taxed on it. So I need $30,000, or I'm asking for 30,000. But if I got 30,000, I would actually get like 20 something thousand because I'll be taxed on it. So for me to actually in my pocket have $30,000, I actually need 46,200 roughly. So that way, after I'm taxed on that income, which it will be charged at, I will be left with 30,000. You don't get this money and then not have to pay taxes on it, is what I'm saying. You have to pay taxes on it. So they know the tax though. You keep it simple, is what you're saying. Yeah, but I don't want to. I'm putting it. I don't think it's gonna hurt. I don't think it's gonna hurt. Out of all things, I don't think that is going to be the why. I don't get it. I hope. They don't give reasons, to be fair, so maybe it is. Look, maybe somewhere here there's going to be a spelling mistake I missed. And, there's going to be some guy that's having a bad day, and that little spelling mistake is going to be the reason I get denied. You never know. Some run-on sentence they just didn't like the phrasing of. Allows me to maintain creative control as a solo developer while getting help. To fill in some of the weaker skill sets, such as art, audio, and concepting. If you wonder if Epic uses an AI scanner to see if it was written with AI and rejects the application if one comes back false, then they review. No. You hope that is the scenario. I mean, I've told it to. I'm using AI in mine, so I would also get rejected. Like it doesn't write it all for me, but I then have AI to rephrase it in a better way. So in a sense, I am using AI. Yeah, but it's like, at what? Yeah, I'm not copying and pasting the entire thing. But like once I'm done here, right? I go in, like, where is it? So like I wrote this whole thing out, and it's like, okay, here's a better, like, more compact thing to say what you wanted, right? And I copy this. Obviously, I've removed the freaking M dashes, and like, but. Right. If you did a check, then this could come up as AI written. So in that sense, I could very well also fall under that. But look, they use AI in their own workflow. There's no way they're going to reject someone for using it. That would be very hypocritical. Very hypocritical. It allows me to maintain creative control as a solo developer while getting help to fill in some of the weaker skill sets, such as art, audio, and concepting. No funds are allocated towards engine licenses, tools, or marketing at this stage. I'm just going to grab this, honestly. I'm just going to slightly change this. No funds are allocated towards the engine, tools, or marketing at the stage, as the project is already fully built in Unreal 5 using blueprints and free Epic tools. And the marketing will be taken care of through the Procedural Minds YouTube channel. Wasn't meant as a literal rejection. Those scanners will give a percentage of what's written in AI. It's a useful tool, but here's the thing: is it itself an AI? Like, there's no way to truly know 100%, right? And if you're asking an AI to check another AI, then you're basically asking for something to guess about something else that has guessed. Now, I'm just saying that I've seen places where those things have failed miserably. Because it's just guessing, basically, right? Like, there are certain things that, yeah, gives it a high... Like, if you just see a lot of M dashes, that's not something people normally write, right? That's an easy one. But if you're just taught... If you're, like, taught on AI, like, if you're in school and you use AI a lot, and you're taught using that, you might end up writing like an AI, but you'll be all handwritten, so... Who knows?
Emergency at deployment. Everything on hold, including my will to debug functions right now.
Thankfully, I don't have to debug any functions right now. That would suck. I'm already doing more writing than I ever do. This is the most writing I've done in a while. Does it feel good? What, the writing? No. It'll feel good if I get it. Then I'm like, oh, that was time well spent. If I don't get it, then I'll be like, it was okay. It's not bad, but it was okay. Here, my t-shirt today tells you exactly how it is. This is accurate. About anything I'm doing, whether it's this or any other part. I don't have a clue. Come on, I'm just fumbling through. On the package say I need an adult. I need a t-shirt that says I'm a child in an adult's body. Please help. I'm old. Like I'm basically middle-aged. And I'm basically still a kid. Yeah, like the movie with Tom Hanks, Big. One of the few movies I've seen. It's old enough that I was during the time when I used to watch movies. Yeah, it was a good movie. By the way, don't think about the fact that in that movie, in a sense, there, the woman had sex with a child, in a sense, right? Not I mean, sort of literally, sort of not literally. We just don't think about that part of the movie. Good movie. Oh, I know. That was the best era. That was such a good era, man. Do you remember the era of like American Pie and like those kind of movies? Such a good era. American Pie would not survive in this timeline. You know, I think it would. I think that people these days want those old kind of movies back. Like, as viewers, they want those things back, but the people making them refuse to make them. Jackass is coming to theater. Yeah, see what I mean? It's like a test. I'm sure it'll do great. I've never seen Jackass. It's not like it's weird. I don't enjoy watching nuisance streamers. I don't enjoy things like Jackass. I just feel awkward when someone puts someone else in a weird position. Like, so I've never watched them myself, but I totally understand the appeal. 100% I understand the appeal. They're too old and Hollywood will do it for them. Oh, I'm pretty sure Steve-O will still do all this stuff. I would be. I don't know about anyone else, but I just know about him. And my money would be on him doing his own stuff. That's the only guy I know from there. So what has it done? So what has it done? Well, we're going from 228 words to 198. So it has shortened some stuff. I plan to use the $30,000 after-tax mega grant to polish a vertical playable slice of Spreading Crimson by hiring special freelance talent in the areas where my skills fall short as a solo developer. High level budget. Wait. No, dash. High space level. I'm giving consistent. They're not putting a dash here. I'm not putting a dash in. High level budget. Card art and UI UX design, 15,000. Professional illustration for all deck building cards and power up icons, replacing the current AI generated assets, plus consistent UI UX design for the HUD, menus, and overall player experience. Is HUD always capitalizing this? I've capitalized it, but I don't even know actually. Like, it doesn't matter. Original soundtrack and audio. You just realized you write like an AI. I mean, look, all it has done is taken what I have wrote and rephrased it. So you could think of it as it's my words, but better. Right? Because it didn't give the original AI thing is actually like with none of my own stuff was this. This was the actual original one. So if yours is more like this, then yes, you write like an AI. Because this was no prompt. The new one is, you know, I gave it a clean it up kind of thing. So if it makes you feel better. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it hurts more. I don't know. Also, I'm removing these freaking dashes. I will have no large dashes. Thank you very much. I know it really likes them, but I refuse. Commission a full original soundtrack tailored to the different dungeon theme, along with sound effects and audio implementation to create a more atmospheric experience. Hire a professional concept artist to design characters, dozens of unique enemies, boss visuals, and environmental themes. Total after tax 30,000. Total pre-tax estimate 46,200. This flexible budget lets me retain full creative control as the solo developer while addressing the biggest production gaps in art, audio, and concept design. No funds will be used for engine license tools or marketing, as the project is already fully built in Unreal 5 using only blueprints and free Epic tools. Marketing will continue through the existing Procedural Minds YouTube and Twitch channels. You move out of scope sentences with parentheses and dead or dying way of writing detail while extending a sentence. I don't typically use parentheses. I typically use commas. But I'm fine with using parentheses here. Commas lead to run-on, yeah. But I mean, so does this. There's no difference. It's not like you're ending the sentence. Right? Bringing through parentheses, the mind pauses the scope. I mean, you should be pausing at a comma as well. That's the point of a comma. To me, this is the same as a comma. Personally. Maybe the problem really that we're finding out is you just don't pause at commas. So for you, it's just a run-on sentence. Because a long sentence with lots of commas is not necessarily a run-on sentence. Actually, one thing I want to ask it. How is the budget itself? Seems accurate for what is needed. There's a book that is one long run-on sentence. Oh my god, that is amazing. To be fair, it doesn't take much to make a book. Like for example, one fantastic, distinguished writer called Doug wrote a book that was a bestseller. If you don't know about the book, it's on Amazon. Okay. A Doug story. Wrote a book, 231 pages. Every single word in the book, 100% of every single word is Doug. It just says Doug. It was the #1 bestseller. 4.8 on Goodreads. Your budget's realistic and well balanced for solo indie dev, polishing a vertical slice of procedural roguelite. Okay, I just want to check that. Epic Megaratz commonly funds the 5 to 75,000 range, and realistic scope budgets like yours perform well. Well, we'll find out if it performs well. Another movie towards idiocracy. No. The whole thing was the point of it was supposed to be a joke. Those of you who don't know, Doug is a amazing, very large streamer and content creator in general. Highly recommend. He's not an actual author. But it was hilarious. So, can I take this entire everything here and just put it in and ask it what it thinks? Okay. Here are the main questions and my write-up answers. What do you think about them overall? I'm not asking for rewrites. Just want to know thoughts? Let's see if it's big enough. Cool. It's not too big. Using Grok. I heard Grok is a good model now. I've been using it for quite some time. Grok search is really good, and that's primarily what I use it for. I need it to search. If I need something more on the creative side, like if I wanted to create a story or something, I probably wouldn't use Grok. Have you noticed a decent change since they updated? I've noticed no change since previous versions. For the stuff that I use, which is just searching, I've noticed nothing. I'll be honest. From day one, when I was started using it to look up stuff for Unreal Blueprints, it's been good, and I just kept using it. Yeah, I imagine it probably is better for coding, but yeah, the stuff that I always need is stuff that that the search and data collection, basically. It's better than Google search now. I mean, I was talking about it earlier, right? I don't use Google anymore. Just so bad now. Gemini shit, Grok is better. I mean, yeah. Here's its thoughts. Overall application is solid and authentic. Clearly shows a passionate solo developer with a distinctive project, strong Unreal Engine usage, and real community contribution. It feels genuine rather than polished marketing speak, which is a plus for Epic. The project itself, vertical 3D dungeon 2D sprites, deep deck synergies, full transparency, stand out nicely. Here are the thoughts. How you heard about us? This is the weakest part. I heard about it. It's too vague and generic. It doesn't show any real engagement or excitement. Epic likes to see that you're actually following the program or have some personal connection, even if it's brief. Okay, I'll ask it for it to update. I wasn't thinking too much about the "How did you hear about us" section. I don't think it mattered, but okay, I'll have it tell me what is better. Gets back to the 3D Unreal community. This one is the strongest sections, concrete, generous, and directly relevant to Epic. Mentioning live streams since day one, specific tutorial topics, and 3D sprite pipeline is excellent. Elevator pitch, it's decent and it hits the core fantasy. Current length 140 characters. That's not accurate. It is 221 characters. But we'll ignore that. Full project details, very good overall. Minor note, the timeline late 2027 for early access feels a bit far out for a vertical slice, but since you're part-time solo, it's honest and realistic. And I'd rather it be honest and realistic than say like, oh yeah, I'll get it out in 3 months, I just need the money. No, look. I want them to feel like, okay, this person knows time and schedule and stuff like that. Unique features, excellent. Clean, scannable, and highlights the most distinctive parts, vertical 3D dungeons, hybrid visuals. Budget, such use of funds, realistic focus, and responsible. $30,000 after tax split makes sense, and currently emphasize keeping creative control. I would have loved, by the way, if it said one of these areas is shit, because, right, in a previous chat, a lot of this was, you know, cleaned up thanks to it. So I would have loved if it's now like, no, it's now shit. You know a guy who knows a guy who got the grant and didn't release for 5 years? You know, oh, that's why. Yeah, I always run on private. One, so it supposedly shouldn't be training in anything I put in. But two, then it doesn't save any of it. It's just a habit that I always do. I always put it on private. Strong emphasis on solid blueprints. This is a theme of transparency and giving back. Also about current state, AI placeholders, prototype stage, without sounding negative. Clear scope, vertical slice, not fun my entire game forever. Full detail section is quite long. Make sure it fits any character word limit on the form. Is a competitive application, probably 7.5, 8 out of 10 range right now. How would you have the section be? I'm in the same context as the questions for today, but the majority of all that was written yesterday in a separate one. So aside from this like last two parts that it helped with, the main like sections, it didn't. So like this I never had any help with it. This whole thing is from yesterday, which is a different context. These two are from today. I don't know about writing out a giant 2-paragraph thing here. I don't think it needs the giant write-up, because if you select where is it, someone epic, you just need their name and email. That's it. Heard of the Epic Backgrounds program in 2019 when it launched. I followed it since then as a longtime Unreal Engine user and solo developer. That's better. Okay, I can go with that one. That's... You know what? I'll go with that. Sure. Another funny test is to give it to ChatGPT. I think it's what it thinks. Then have a TLDR and give it to Grok. I mean, I can give this to ChatGPT. I don't mind. I'm curious. Let's see how it goes. I'm applying for the Epic Mega Grant. I have written out the answers I'll be putting in for some of the questions in the form. Let me know your thoughts. I'm not asking for a rewrite, just thoughts. Solid application reads like it's coming from someone who has actually been building a game rather than someone pitching an idea. If I were reviewing the Mega Grant application, here's things that would stand out to me. Blah, blah, blah. Your give back to community section feels authentic. Budget makes sense. That is one thing that I spent a good amount of time with Grok, actually, doing the budget at one point. Like, figuring out how much do things cost? What is the, like, minimum... like the high end of, like, if I need to hire someone for this exact number of like power up cards, like I was like, I need like all the data to give like the budgeting need to be like the main thing. Thing to think about, not rewrite, just observations. You mentioned blueprints a lot. It's actually, it's definitely a strength, but after the third or fourth mention, reviewers already know. You don't seem gain much by reminding them again. Player experience occasionally gets buried. Unique features slightly workflow heavy. I mean, that is what the unique parts are. I mean, yeah, depending who you use, you'll get a different, like, thing. Elevator pitch is good. I think it tells blah, blah, blah. Nothing jumped out negatively. Yeah, so this one, like, the elevator pitch compared to Grok. So, like, it depends who you ask. The application explains what the game is, how it's built, how the grant helps. I don't think it quite answers why should Epic be excited about this project. I mean, I don't know how to answer that about any project. Why should anyone be excited about any particular project? Unless it benefits them directly. I don't know how you could answer that in general. What makes Spreading Crimson memorable compared to Hades, Vampire Survival? So it's different gameplay that might benefit other... That's it. It's just... The difference between these games is just gameplay. To me. It's not... You can't say not memorable compared to. All of these games are memorable for people that like those kinds of games. I never played Vampire Survivors. I know the game. Hades is memorable because of the characters and the story. Slay the Spire is memorable because of the card mechanic, which is fun. I don't know about the other bottom two. The point is, right, I disagree on this one. And then it has given me 4 stars on community contribution, 4 stars in clarity, and 4 stars in game identity and excitement. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. See why I recommend ChatGPT is because the new model will not agree with you. Other models are kind of handheld. Well, hold on. I don't even know if I'm using the latest model because latest model typically is only available to paying customers. I'm using the latest free model. This is all basically what I wrote with some AI paraphrasing, basically. So hey, if it's wrong, then hey, that I'll take the credit on that one, or I guess I'll take the fall on that one. The thing is, right, we don't know what they actually want. Right? We have no clue. Right? He doesn't elaborate. He doesn't give examples. Yeah. Okay, well, less than 5 team. Phone number and country code. My God. Wait, hold on. It's asking for the phone number and social media, but it's not asking for email. Oh, I guess you have to be logged in, so they have your email. Yeah, they have their email, I'm sure. Because it probably links to your account and they have the email that way. But this means that we have everything we need. So I guess, I mean, tomorrow we can look into going back to doing some Unreal stuff. There's some stuff that we did in the trailer that I want to get into the game. So maybe we'll do that. And then at the end of the month, when we package it, I can submit it. Yes, I can do another month of development and submit that package. But I honestly don't think that month of development is gonna change a darn thing. They can play it, doesn't mean they will. Yeah, it has a link here. Project build link. All right, so they're not necessarily gonna play it, but, and it's not required. The only thing that's required is the media link, basically the trailer or the video. Most likely what they're gonna do is they're gonna watch the video and determine whether or not they want to read or pass that or play afterwards. Or maybe they'll probably do this, check all the write-ups, and then maybe play it. I imagine that's the kind of order of things. At least that's how I would do it. If the little video didn't, grab my attention, then I won't deal with the rest, kind of thing. But yeah, I think that's going to be the plan, is to package it all end of the month and submit it. And then there'll be about a month. Now, how long is it? Hold on. Epic Mega Grant. And then, yeah, it closes September 4th. Yeah. And then it's a month. Well, no, two months. 3 months? Yeah, September, October, November. Yeah, 3 months is the review period. And then notices are December 7th to 11th. So it's quite some time between submission window and finding out if you got anything. And then I imagine that once you get it, once it's if they were to say yes, you got it, I'm sure that in some time afterward you actually would get the money at all. Actually, let's find out about that. Because I'm curious if I get the Epic Mega Grant. How long between announcing that it has won and getting the money? I'm curious. I don't know if that information is anywhere online to even find out. Two to 6 weeks. It's about a month. Most people seeing funds in 3 to 4 weeks, so about a month. Receive a congratulations email from Epic. Paperwork phase. Yeah, there's the tax forms. Funds are wired. Once they reported that it took about 1 month. Okay. There you go. So basically, if notifications are December, well, also, it's probably gonna be longer than a month. it's in this scenario because this goes through Christmas holidays. I think it's probably a month if it was the first half of the year, but because this goes through the Christmas holidays, I imagine that it would be on the longer side. Like mid-January is where you would actually have it finalized. So it's gonna be I imagine the one at the middle of the year is on the shorter side. Just because everyone's gonna be off during the holidays. It's either speed run it or slow it roll. Probably slow roll. Yeah, I mean, they have 3 months. So, I don't know how they do it. Like, I don't know if they have, like, a set budget for the year, and they have to, like, choose, like, X amount of, like, games, and then, like, oh, if it goes over budget, then they have to drop more. Or if it's just like, hey, if it works, it works. I have no idea. I don't think anyone does. But, yeah, we're in a good spot. Either way, it's nice they use excess funds for tax reasons to give back. Yeah, it's nice. We'll see if we get it. Again, I have no, like, expectations to get it. If we get it, fantastic. It would make it so the end of 2027 deadline, not deadline, end of 2027, which is what I wrote, a realistic early access launch. If not, then probably not. And purely because I need to hire an artist to do the card art, and I just need funds. I have some money, but I don't think it's enough to hire someone to replace all the card art. I just need to get rid of all the AI stuff before I can open up the Steam. So, yeah. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway. Tomorrow we'll probably take care of some of the stuff we were doing in the trailer. Like when you select a card, I want the other ones to disappear. I want to add some camera shake. And some sound effects that I added. I think I also want to add it. Or just YOLO draw it. Could be humorous. Could be. I don't know. We'll see. I know a buddy of mine is actually also submitting to the Epic Mega Jam. His game is far more along than mine, and I think he's asking for far less as well. So it'll be interesting to see whether one of us gets it, both, neither. Who knows? Anyway, I think I'm calling here for tonight. Seems like a good stopping point. We got what we needed. Everything's gonna figure it out. Just gotta now wait a little bit and get as much kind of fixed up and improved before another month, so we can give the best package I could. But with that, thank you guys so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed watching the process. It's been good learning about the process, even if I don't get it. Or let me phrase it, when I don't get it, I will still have learned about how the process works. Have a good night, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.